Okay. Blue light means you see me. I need a fan on. We're going to start in child's pose. Lights, camera, action. Okay. It's so bright. So start out in a child's pose. I'll be there in 1 second. All right. Okay, now that's super dark. Big toes together, knees are apart. Walk your hands out away from you. Bring your forehead down to the mat on an exhale. Bring your awareness to the present moment. To the breath. Arrive. Let go of anything you were thinking about earlier, anything your mind wants to consider for later. Just be here in each sensation, in the present moment, the best moment you have. Press up to a tabletop position. Hands are shoulder width, knees about hip width. 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, press the tops of the feet down. And exhale, pull in the core, press the mat away as you round. 2 more. Moving slowly, moving with intention. Exhale, round and press. Once more. And long exhale. Neutral spine. Press back into child's pose. Consider what energy has already shifted in just a few breaths and movements. Walk your hands in just enough to thread the right arm underneath the left for a thread the needle variation. I'm going to place my forehead on the left hand for a pillow. Trying to level out the shoulders. Switch to the side of the head down. Left hand on top of the right. Try to press the left elbow straight as you push your left hip down, or at least try to not let it move too much. Release, press into the left hand to help yourself up. And switch sides, walk the right hand out, thread the left underneath, palm up. And repeat whatever version you did on the first side. And then switch so that the side of the head is down, right hand on top of the left, and we're going to try to press the right elbow straight. Probably won't go totally straight. Middle upper back twist. Release. Come back up. Tabletop. Knees under the hips, hands shoulder width. 3 more cat-cow. Be so intentional. Inhale, arch the back, press the feet and the hands down. Exhale, round the spine. 2 more. Open up, breathe in. Long exhale, scoop the tailbone. Inhale, cow back. Exhale, cat. Neutral spine. We're going back to child's pose, but just for the stretch for the triceps. So prop up onto your elbows, walk them a little bit away from you. 1 hand to each shoulder and press down. You should be starting to feel that a little bit more. We've been doing it kind of regularly. I think it gets more intense as you go, sort of. Release. Place your hands on the mat. Let's tuck the toes and hover the knees, just about an inch. Stretching through the tops of the feet, feeling the thighs engage. Downward facing dog. Press up, press back. Feel the hamstrings opening up. You can pedal this out. You can stay still. Try to do something different every so often so that you can have different feelings, sensations to reference. Hover your knees. So we're back to a hovering table. Where's the weight in the hands? Are you cheating? Is there anything you can do to make this stronger? Downward dog. Hover your knees. Downward facing dog. Let's walk to the top of the mat and ragdoll over both legs. Take any sort of movement you want. Constantly scanning, rescanning, just to feel out your state, the state your body's in today. Okay. Bring the toes and the heels together and round up to standing. Bring the palms to touch. Stand confidently. And again, connect to the present moment. Inhale, reach the arms wide overhead. Let's keep them shoulder width, palms face each other. Feel a little bit of pressure as you bring the biceps back by the ears. You'll feel that pressure in the shoulders. Lengthen the tailbone down. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Right foot back to a lunge. Every single time, feel the stretch in the back foot. Feel length in the thigh. The thigh is engaged. A gentle step into the front foot. Inhale, lower the right knee. Leave the toes tucked, shoulders back. Long exhale, try to straighten out both legs. They might not happen today. Press through the back heel. Lunge, keep the back knee lifted. Lunge twist, right hand down, left arm opens. Left hand down, left foot back to a plank. Press the mat away, puff up through the shoulders, squeeze the legs. Downward facing dog. Hover the knees. And press back and up. Downward dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Tricep stretch. Walk your elbows forward. And soften down one hand to each shoulder for a few breaths. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Feel the extra space in the arms so that you can open up, pressing the chest closer to the thighs. Step the right foot forward for a lunge. Set it up every single time. Feel the stretch in the toes, the strength in the back leg, a gentle step into the front knee. Lower the left knee, open up the left hip flexors, shoulders back. Long exhale, try to straighten both legs. Remember to press through the back heel. Lunge, keep the back knee lifted as you shift the weight forward. Lunge, twist, left hand down, right arm opens. Right hand down, top of the mat, forward fold, long exhale. Soften the knees, round up to standing. Inhale, arms reach wide, interlace the fingers overhead, index finger out, press a button on the ceiling, 3 breaths, reach up for it. Lift out, forward fold. Halfway lift, long flat back. Exhale, long forward fold. Bend your knees. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit back, wiggle the toes to make sure that you can. Fingertips away from the tailbone, breathe. Press to stand, bring the palms to touch. Feel yourself containing the energy. Inhale, arms overhead. Any arms up variation or a back bend. 3 breaths. Lift out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And from here, plank pose. Step back. Feel strong. It's just a little bit at a time. Lower all the way down. For a quad stretch, rest your forehead on the left hand as you pull the right foot in. Press the hips forward and down. Take a nice slow breath here. And switch. Release, left arm out, shoulder height, palm down, roll onto the left hip, opening up through the chest. Ooh, back popped. Take a good breath here as well. Release, roll onto the right side, opening up the chest, shoulder. And back to your stomach for 3 cobras. Flex the toes against the mat. Feel the thighs engage right away. Elbows in close. We're going to keep these slow, kind of like reverse crunches. Lift up halfway and lower. Lift up and down. Once more. And release. Tuck the toes. Press up to a tabletop position. 1 cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Really press. Exhale, round. Neutral. Sit back for a few breaths in our tricep stretch. Walk the elbows a little bit farther away. And release back up to a tabletop for puppy pose. Hands to the top of the mat, knees, well, hips stay over the knees, and forehead down. Into Sphinx pose. Shift your weight forward, prop up onto the forearms. Make this strong. Flex the toes against the mat, squeeze the legs, and pull the chest through. Press the hands and wrists down, the elbows down. Release. Let's cactus the left arm this time and roll onto the left hip. Breathe. And switch. Roll onto the right cactused arm. And back to your stomach. Floor bow. Now it's still a little early, kind of like yesterday, so don't go all out. Just knees about hip width. Think about opening up the shoulders, especially. Kick into the hands. And lift. Trying to balance on your belly button. Don't go all the way. Remember, just hold here for a few breaths. Release. press up to a tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Lift onto the toes and ripple through upward dog. And back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Padastasana from the front. Separate your feet about hip width distance. Palms up underneath both feet, toes to wrist creases. Bend the knees so you can get closer to your legs. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Start to pull up underneath your feet as you lift the tailbone up and toward the top of the mat. And release. Walk your hands just about a little bit in front of the feet because we're going to squat down, heels in, toes out. What's under there? Okay, nothing fun. Heels in, toes out. Bring the palms to touch. And sit down. Try not to roll in on the arches. You're trying to have the feet be flat. Seal the palms. Press the elbows into the legs. Think about bringing the shoulder blades together. Forward fold. Bring the toes and the heels together. For Padastasana from the back, let's halfway lift real quick to lengthen. And exhale, bend the knees, chest on the thighs. Scoop up the heels. Try to wrap the elbows around the calves. Pull on the heels. As you lift the tailbone up, try to relax the head and the neck, bringing the face toward the shins. Release. Place your hands on the mat just about a foot in front of you. This time we're squatting down. Lift up onto your toes. Keeping the feet closer together. Rest the hips on your heels. And if it's available, well, you can try to balance, hug the legs. Cosmic egg. Just fun to say. Forward fold. Long exhale. Downward dog, walk your hands out, separate your feet hip width, and open up the chest, the legs. Lower your knees to the mat. Lower your forearms down, setting up for Dolphin. Separate or elbows, touch opposite elbows. That's your distance. Tuck the toes. Let's already be pressing underneath the hands, the wrists, the elbows. And again, as you lift up and back, open up the triceps and walk your feet in just a little bit. Press the heels down, press the hands down. I think I'm liking practicing this one. I don't know. You can let me know if you like it. Let's lift up onto the toes. Feel the weight shift forward a little bit as you press into the wrists, the hands. And lower the heels back. Press the elbows forward and away. Lower your knees to the mat. Tabletop. Puppy pose. Walk the hands forward. Bringing the forehead, maybe the chin down. into Sphinx pose. Make this strong. Flex the toes down. That'll engage the thighs, and then you can press up even more or press down with the hands, shoulders away from the ears. Release. 1. Slow Cobra. Keep the elbows in close. Keep the legs engaging. Lift up halfway. And lower. 1 floor bow. Bend the knees. Reach for your ankles. Exhale almost all the air out. And on an inhale, lift. Arms and legs. Open through the chest. You have the space. Release. Press up to a strong tabletop, and we're back to downward dog. Balance on the left foot. Lift the right leg up. Keep the hips square, foot flexed, knee facing down. And again, here I'm too far forward. Let's open up the triceps. Squeeze the leg a little bit higher. Downward dog. Stand on the right foot, lift the left. Hips square. Press the hands away. Press the right heel down. Downward dog. Right leg back and up. This time, you stack the hips. Squeeze the right glute. Press into the hands. Point the top leg. Pigeon, right side. Right knee behind the right wrist. Modify as needed. Take your time, squaring your hips to the top of the mat. Find a place you can hold where you feel a little bit challenged, and long exhale over the right leg. Smooth out the tension wherever it reveals itself for a few breaths. Keep your thoughts present. Fun fact, I say that often when my mind starts to wander, so we're on the same page. I'm here with you. Option to add a shoulder stretch. Thread the needle, left arm underneath, either elbow down, or either forehead down or ear down. A few more breaths. Stay where you are, or lift up and take your quad stretch. Reaching back with the left hand. Try to keep the right shoulder back so you're not turning to the foot. And we all go back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg back and up. Feel the new range of motion, the extra space there. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat, setting up for a dolphin. Forearms down, start to press right away as you tuck the toes and lift your hips up and back. Walk your feet in just a step and open up. Press the mat away from you with your elbows, your hands, your intention. Lower your knees back down. Tabletop 2, downward dog. Balance on the right foot. Pick up the left. Reach, let the hip turn out. Keep the left shoulder down. Squeeze the left glute. Reach, point the toe. Toes. Pigeon left side. Take your time setting this up. Soften forward. And stay present. Don't think about the juicer you want to play with later today. If you did the shoulder stretch on the other side, add that on, thread the right arm underneath, and feel heavy. Stay there a little bit longer, wherever you are. And or quad stretch. Stay there a little bit longer, wherever you are. And or quad stretch. Downward facing dog. Into a 3-legged dog, left leg back and up with so much more room this time. Downward facing dog. Upward facing dog. Lift onto the toes. Tuck the chin. Ripple through. And back to downward dog. Tabletop, forearms down. Dolphin, tuck the toes. Start to press so much underneath the elbows, the wrists. Lift up, open up the triceps. Let's lift up onto the toes, shift forward a little bit, press down again. And back. Balance on the left foot, lift the right hips square to the mat. Foot flexed. Press under the hands. Right leg down, left leg up. Stay strong in the upper body. Dolphin. Once more, lift up onto the toes and press the heels down. Knees to the mat. Tabletop. One cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Neutral. Tricep stretch. Sit back, prop up onto the elbows. Walk the hands away from you. And stretch out the triceps again. And release. Tabletop, downward dog. Balance on the left foot, right leg up. Open the hip, press into the mat, squeeze the right glute. Strong lifted leg. Lizard lunge right side. Right foot to the top right corner of the mat. Go down to your forearms. Wherever you can go, want to go. Feel your right shoulder, your left shoulder, the right hip, left hip, the back foot on the mat. All signs of the present moment. If you need more, you can tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Maybe move forward and back a little bit. Let's press into the hands and transition into another pigeon. Toe heel the right foot across. Lower your hips back down and fold forward over the leg. Few more breaths there, or repeat your quad stretch. Few more breaths there, or repeat your quad stretch. Downward facing dog. Reach the right leg back and up. Reach, stretch, you can do it. Downward dog. Balance on the right foot, lift the left. Let the hip open, press into the hand, squeeze the left glute. Keep the left shoulder slightly down to keep the shoulders level. One more reach. Lizard lunge, left side. Both hands inside of the foot. Soften down. Breathe. Just a little bit longer of time dedicated to the present moment. So think about the breath. Think about what you feel. Consider that a mental exercise that will give you clarity and calmness throughout the day. It's always available to you. This just helps you to access that when you really need it. Pigeon. Take your time. Move the foot across to the right side of the mat. And I think I know I've said it before, but I put my hand on the sole of my foot, the right hand on the sole of the left foot here. And I just kind of use that and adjust around. Just be careful anytime you're placing weight on the body. And we'll fold forward, getting deeper into the hips. And I guess tomorrow we'll do a ton of hamstrings because they feel like they need it. Stay present. A few more breaths there. Optional quad stretch. I don't think I've ever really taken a yoga class where we stretch the quads a lot. It's part of why I've been adding that. All right, one more downward dog. Left leg reaches back and up so high. Open up the triceps, squeeze the left glute, press the heel down. Downward dog. Upward dog, ripple through. Downward facing dog. Knees to the mat. One more tricep stretch. Sit back. Walk the elbows away. And open up once more. Release. Sit up either on your toes or just on your knees. Interlace your hands behind the back. Roll the shoulder blades together. You might have more space if you do sit on the toes. And just open up the front of the body, reaching the knuckles down for the mat, shoulders open. Maybe the neck and head open up. Release. Let's lie back on our backs. And feel the shoulder blades opening up. Hug the right knee in and twist. Guide the leg across to the left. Ooh, that felt good. Right arm reaches out and away, palm down. Breathe. Come back to center. Let's bend the left knee, foot is flat, and reach the right leg up toward the ceiling for a hamstring stretch. Come back to center. Let's bend the left knee, foot is flat, and reach the right leg up toward the ceiling for a hamstring stretch. Full body reach. Extend the arms, extend the legs. Hug the left knee in. Twist. This hip feels funny. Twist. Guide the knee across to the right. Extend the left arm out, palm down. Roll back to your back. Reach the left leg up. Roll back to your back. Reach the left leg up. Full body stretch. Let the feet flex, the back arch. Draw both knees in, nose to knees, squeeze. Set the head and the neck back down. Lengthen out the legs. I will be in touch. Let the eyes close. Just exist for a few rounds of breath. With the eyes closed, take in a deep breath. Stay still. Hold. Exhale. Near the end of the breath, blink the eyes open. Feel the light as it enters your eyes. Make your way to a seated position. Anyway, as long as the spine is straight. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bring the palms to touch. Closing breath. Inhale, arms reach wide and overhead. Lift up, reach up. Long exhale. Lower the hands down. Thank yourself for practicing. As always, I am the luckiest person on the planet for your presence. I mean that. Until next time, namaste. All right. Happy Wednesday. And now I go play with my new juicer. I didn't get an expensive one, just in case this is like a 2-week long hobby. All right. Bye, everybody. I will see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye. And